This game came out when I was like in middle school, because I'm old, and my family did not have an NES, and even though I'm sure my brother was the same age as me, were begging them once we kind of saw what was up with the NES to get us an NES. They weren't going to get us one for a while. We knew that much. We had like a Commodore 64 that my brother and I had thought was, pretty much the thing. Until the NES came out, and then it was like, oh my gosh, because Super Mario Brothers, from what we could see, I guess, at friends' houses and stuff, was just kind of mind-blowing. I mean, it's more colorful. It was way more colorful than the Commodore 64 games for the most part. It could just put more colors on screen. It was more animated. It could scroll so smoothly. It had this huge world. What felt like a huge world. I mean, it was a big world, really, to get around in. The music was just like so upbeat and peppy and amazing and addictive to your ears, and I don't know. So we did something that I'm kind of ashamed of. Oh man, I didn't even get to 5,000. We sort of befriended another pair of brothers that we kind of knew from our soccer team, our local soccer team that we played on, and I think at least one of them was in our same grade in middle school. Pretty sure this was middle school. Wait, this came out in like 85, or the NES came out in 85. We'll say it was 85, so I would have been 11. That's his middle school age, whatever that is. Or wait, I was probably more like 10. I don't know, anyway. So we kind of just befriended these guys more solely because because we knew they had an NES and we wanted to play Super Mario Brothers so bad. And so because they lived kind of near us and near our middle school, which was also the field where I forgot that was there, where we practiced with our soccer team. So that was all very convenient. So, we got to going over there, like, I think after school, maybe after soccer practice some days. So I was trying to remember, I think I know where all this stuff is here. Like, there's another fire flower here. I was just amazed when I first saw that. I mean, it's like, wait, there's stuff hidden in the walls, and then there's a coin box here, which I just found accidentally. I'd totally forgotten about this. And, oh no. Oh no. Oh wow, what? Oh, I hit the fast forward on the emulator. That didn't happen back in the day, so, there was something I missed. That was an 1-up mushroom. There's gonna be so many things that I never knew about. I mean, I never learned anything like all the secrets. I knew a few secrets on, like, this stage that I just showed you, basically. I basically showed you all of my Super Mario Brothers knowledge from back in the day. I mean, I know you can, like, go to warp pipes or something. Oh, wait. Well, I wanted to try... So there's the whole minus world thing. Now wait, is that where you would get the shell on the steps and get your infinite 1-ups? I don't remember where that was, and I'd probably be bad at it. I'm wondering if there was something up there I should have gotten and I wasn't paying attention to the shell. I'm really bad at shell stuff. I tend to just get hit on the rebound by turtle shells. Doggone it. Oh, I kind of forgot about that, but I hit it, so I guess I might have remembered it. Uh-oh. Now wait, is that where there was like a vine? Oh heck. I'm like just going down stuff, like, I don't know if it's memory, just deep locked in my brain or what, or if I'm just getting lucky. Probably getting lucky. Well, and also the designers probably put it where you would want to do stuff like that. Okay. Don't fall. So yeah, you might have thought the name of my channel stood for Super Mario Brothers Hacks. That is actually not correct. It stands for my science fiction webcomic Supermassive Black Hole A-Star, and it's a URL if you stick a .com on the end. I gained a Mario. Look at my score, amazing. But I realized pretty soon after I picked that name, that way people might think that stands for, like, I'm a hacker of Super Mario games or something, and that would be weird, but, you know, what can you do? And now, well, I'm not hacking anything, so I guess that part hasn't come true. Well, I mean, I am playing this in an emulator, and I actually dumped the ROM myself, because I'm kind of like that. Okay, wait a second, calm down, game. Let me show you the cartridge. I think I got this set up right. Let's see. Did it work? Oh no, it didn't work. It worked? Oh yeah, it did work, okay. So this is the cartridge. I was looking at, so if you look at romhacking.net, there are 604 ROM hacks for Super Mario Brothers on romhacking.net, and I think they're still adding. There was one that was added semi-recently, even though romhacking.net went through this whole thing where, like, the original person running it kind of was going to shut it down or something, and they kind of stopped taking new ROMs or hack submissions for a while. But I guess they're adding them again now. I don't know. Anyway, there are 604 ROM hacks for Super Mario Brothers on romhacking.net. And they pretty much all say that they require the Super Mario Brothers parentheses world ROM. And I was trying to make sure I knew which one that was, because once I finally gave in and decided I was going to get the game again, and I'd been resisting, and if I remember, I'll tell you why. I don't know why, but I'll tell you what I thought. I thought, okay, well, I have to make sure I get the right revision of the cartridge, right? Because I want to check out these ROM hacks. But as far as I could tell, and I couldn't find a site that just said, this is the cart you need, it'll work, because this has the Super Mario Bros. ROM. Like, nobody cares. I guess everybody just downloads, you know, the ROM from wherever. I don't like doing that, though. I like dumping my own ROMs, because, I don't know, I'm weird dumping my own carts. I have a Sani something or other cart reader V5. I don't know. So I looked on eBay. Well, so as far as I could tell, there was no ROM revision released of Super Mario Brothers for the NES, at least not of just the standalone Super Mario Bros. Of course, there was like Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. That was kind of the only version I saw as a kid. That was the version my newly acquired close friends had. And like, my brother and I would get over to their house, and we would basically just run upstairs and jump on their NES, and they must have been like, what? But I mean, we were just such jerks, but we were so fixated on Super Mario. It was in retrospect pretty disgusting, but anyway, that's what we did. So yeah, they had the Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt, and I think once my brother and I finally got an NES and the game in our own house, I think that was the one we had, Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt in one cart, because that probably came with the system and a light gun and stuff. But I just wanted the Super Mario Bros. World, so it looked like just any Super Mario Bros. Cart would do. Now, there are some sites that say, in general, you should get like the original quote 5-screw unquote version of games and stuff, because that's the quote, you know, more rare unquote version of cartridges and stuff. They didn't really, I mean, in fact, most of the listings I saw on eBay were for the 5-screw. and I just saw this beat up old 3-screw, and by 3-screw, what I mean is, let's see. In back, the number of screws that you have to unscrew with your special Nintendo screwdriver bit, which you can get a little tool for that off eBay for like $3. There's 3 of them. The early carts, the first carts, had 5 screws. There were, 2 up top, but of course screws cost money. They're metal and they take some, you have to have a screw hole in the plastic and it's more complicated. So I guess as a cost-cutting feature, later cartridges were engineered to just have these 3 screws, and then you can see those two little divots at either top corner of the cart. Those are where there's like a little plastic hook on one side of the cartridge case that hooks into that little divot on the other half of the cartridge case. So you kind of undo the screws and then you sort of you ease it apart at the bottom and then pull down on one side to get the hook off of the little prongs at the top, and then it's open. And the reason why I open it up is because when I looked at the pins on the cart, so the cart is, beat to heck. I mean, but it only cost $15, and the listing from a person who had 100% rating and a lot of, ratings and stuff, they said it tested fine. So I was like, all right. So I got it, and I looked at the pins, and from what I could see, just from, looking at them from the side of the cartridge, they looked like super sharp, super clean. I was thinking, wait, did somebody just take a beat up old shell and put like a bootleg board in it or something? Because there's no way this is that old. I mean, it looked new. I was like, what the heck? And so I thought I'd better open it up and check the board. And I checked the board, and it looked pretty clean, but it looked fairly legit. I haven't tried comparing, but hey, it says 1986 Nintendo at the top in fairly convincing print. So, if it's a bootleg, it's a pretty good one. And 86, so yeah, so the 3-screw carts were printed later. They weren't like 85, or I don't know if it appeared in 84 anywhere outside Japan. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, 86, that's probably about right. And the board is pretty clean, but you can see the pins have a little sort of general wear on them, but not like, they're so much better than most of the NES carts I've gotten off of eBay. So it was kind of amazing how pristine this board looked. And of course you see the board. So this is only like a 40 kilobyte ROM. And if you read the Wikipedia article on Super Mario Brothers, they go into all these tricks that the programmers came up with for the game. Well, there was one main programmer whose name I am embarrassed to say that I forgot because I'm terrible with names. Came up with all these tricks to fit this sort of massive feeling world into 40 kilobytes, along with all the sound and graphics. For instance, graphics elements are reused for various different things, sometimes just recolored so you wouldn't notice. And like a lot of the background detail, you see like that, maybe the fence and tree or something, is actually procedurally generated. So it's actually a repeating pattern just in the background, and then they add other elements around it so you don't really notice that parts of the background are just repeating as you scroll along. So yeah, that's cool, I guess. So anyway, that's my cartridge that I dumped. So in that sense, it's sort of a hacks, but I will be playing romhacks once I get tired of playing the vanilla game. So I guess then we'll be smbhaxing. Isn't that exciting? So wait, so I'm running out of time here. I almost made it over the flag. Someday. So what I also forgot is that if you get 5,000, you don't get fireworks. If you get 2,000, you get fireworks. But if you get 5,000, you don't get fireworks. There's got to be something else there that I've forgotten. Oh no, it's a dreaded water level. So yeah, Minus World. I think on 1-2, there's a thing you can do around the warp pipe, and I never really knew this as a kid. But I was reading about it, and if you hit the vertical part of the pipe right before the warp zone, and if you're scrolled over at the right spot, oh man, I forgot that sucks you down. Then you sort of like just are pulled through the pipe, like sideways, and if you then go through, I think, the leftmost pipe, the game gets confused somehow, and it starts reading data that isn't level data as if it was level data, and so then it starts generating these really bizarre versions of levels because it's just reading non-level data as level data. And I don't think you can actually clear that Minus World. There are other kinds of Minus Worlds you can generate by other means, like what we did as a kid. We tried like pulling the cartridge out and blowing on it and stuff, and then you would stick it back in and you can get it to do all kinds of weird, oh no, I'm the best at Super Mario Brothers, all kinds of weird stuff. So we kind of did some weird, we got some kind of weird levels doing that kind of stuff, just jerking the cartridge out and blowing on it. I was reading, I don't know if we did this, like you could stick in the NES game Tennis at some point in place of the Super Mario Brothers cart, and that would get you a certain messed up level, because the data was compatible enough that it wouldn't just, you know, crash or whatever. It would actually keep trying to play Super Mario Brothers with the Tennis cartridge in. So we might have tried something like that we might have read about in, I don't know, somewhere. I don't think they would have printed that in Nintendo Power, would they? I had a friend who had I think he had a subscription to Nintendo Power at some point. Ugh. As you can see, I'm a complete professional here at Super Mario Brothers. Maybe I can not screw up this time. So it doesn't tell you how many, oh yeah, there it tells you. So it doesn't tell you in the UI at the top how many Marios you have left. You don't get to see that until the in-between screen. So I resisted getting this game again for a long time. I mean, once I got the cart reader, I knew I wanted to get some NES games and play some NES games, especially ones I'd never played, but also some that I'd liked back in the day. And of course, I thought about this game and Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3, but, oh no. I kind of resisted getting any of them because, well, mostly because I'm kind of biased against Nintendo now. It's not, like, logical or fair or anything, really. But I really liked the NES back in the day, and then, you know, they replaced it with the Super Nintendo, and I was very interested in it. My memory of this is hazy because I actually was going away to college by the time. Can it have been that long? I guess it could have. Oh no, what am I doing? I'm trying to get... I keep thinking that I can get over to the top of that wall on the right, but I'm not doing it in any kind of good way. So one reason I didn't want to re-get this, not the major reason, is that I was scared of the dungeons. I was scared of these levels. Oh no. How am I biffing this? I don't know what I'm doing. I should stop trying to get up there. I should have gone there. Oh, wow. Well, I can't get back now. I wonder if... It felt like it was kind of not letting me up there, but I think you have to get a little extra elevation, and I didn't do that. I forgot how to do this. Oh! Oh dear. So yeah, I was scared of the dungeons. I didn't usually try to do stuff in them like that, because I didn't really know secrets, but that wasn't really so yeah, the Super Nintendo came out. I was going away to college. My brother, I'm not really sure how this ended up happening. I don't know if he bought a Super Nintendo on his own, but anyway, he ended up having a Super Nintendo at our parents' house. My brother was the same age as me. I don't know if he got it before we went off to college, because I guess, I don't know, anyway. And I looked at it, and of course it had Super Mario World. And I looked at Super Mario World, and I was like, this ain't Super Mario Brothers. Because, like, everything was kind of round and pastel looking. And there were, like, weird sound effects. And did Mario talk a little in Super Mario World? There were some kind of voices, maybe. I don't know if they had voices that, but it was all just, there were too many buttons on the darn controller. Like, why does Mario need 80 billion buttons now? And I just didn't like it. It felt like it was putting all this stuff in the game that wasn't necessary, and it just didn't seem as cool to me. I really liked the 8-bit look, I guess is all I can say. So that just kind of turned me off to the whole thing, and so I never got into Super Nintendo at that time. I still haven't really, I got some Super Nintendo carts that I dumped and played in the past year and a half or so, but I never got into any 16-bit consoles, really. I didn't really have friends who had 16-bit consoles, so I didn't really play much of them back in the day. And I had, like, carrying on from the Commodore 64, I had an Amiga, for Pete's sake. But anyway, so I don't know, I just started feeling weird about Nintendo and kind of the direction they went. 'Cause, like, they kind of went big on the kiddie thing, right? Everything started being really cutesy, like on purpose. Whereas you look at this game, this is not really a cutesy game. Yeah, the characters are super deformed, but that's just, it was convenient to fit them in that way into the sprite limitations they had. But like these dungeons are kind of creepy, and they're not trying to be cutesy. There's never any like, oh, look how cute this is stuff going on, you know? Oh no, I did it wrong again. Okay, get it. Yeah! Where am I going now? Oh no! Okay, I forgot about that. Oh right, okay, so I guess like... It looks like, because I was looking at videos, and it looks like people hit this, like you can hit it... I think you can hit this entrance here, but you can also hit the pipe. Like, well, you can also get up to the warp zone there if you want to, but you can, like, if you crouch... I can't even crouch in midair. How do you... I don't know how to do cool stuff, and you have to do that or something, but you have to, like... You probably have to have the right momentum and, like... Just jam yourself in sideways or something. I don't know. I don't really want to go to Minus World that bad. Maybe I'll get there someday. Maybe there's there's probably a lot of ROM hacks that either approximate Minus World or just kind of have a way to put you in it, I guess. I don't know. I figure I'll start playing through the ROM hacks from the oldest to the newest, and there's 604, so that should keep me busy for a while, but I'm not going to play the ones that just like rip off assets from other games, because that's sort of technically pirating games, I guess. I just avoid that, it's just convenient, so that'll cut down on the number of hacks quite a bit, I guess, if it's anything like the Castlevania hacks, where there's a ton of those that rip off assets from other games. And yeah, that's probably what I'll do. So, oh no, I mistimed that. So yeah, I never sort of moved on with Nintendo for a while. I did eventually get a GameCube. And I thought there was some pretty cool stuff on GameCube, but I didn't get really into the Nintendo games on GameCube. I got it for like the weird Japanese kind of janky games that came out from other companies mostly. Oops. I did have a GBA. I really liked the GBA. I didn't get a lot. Well, I did have like, there were like Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3 ports on that. Yeah, anyway, so I've been just kind of off Nintendo since then, really, and I was just like, I don't want to really get into this whole Nintendo, we're doing cutesy kid stuff thing. It kind of creeped me out. I didn't like the voices. I didn't like any of the whole thing they got into doing. I was like, I'm just gonna not do it, not get into it. But, and then I was like, well, in this game you have to hold a button to run all the time, and I don't like holding buttons. That's like ergonomically kind of a bad thing to do, but you release it enough that, I don't know, I haven't been feeling annoyed by that. Okay, he's just gonna hit me with another fireball. Or I'll just run into him. So should I jump over him or should I run under him? It seems like I feel more comfortable trying to jump over him, but then I just completely messed that up, so... Mario's shirt and boot color is so weird. It's kind of a green. It's kind of a pea green in Mesen here, anyway. You didn't hit the jump right, but whatever. Take that, Bowser. Anyway, yeah. But I don't know. Something just. I just got the urge to look at the Mario NES games again. I guess last weekend or something, and I was like, it still felt like something I was into. This game, I was actually surprised because I also looked at Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3, and something about those did not. That was a good strategy. Did not get me to want to play them. So I was kind of surprised by that. Like, I think it was kind of the movement. Something felt a little off in 2. And in 3, it's just, they just threw so much stuff into 3, which was amazing at the time. Yeah, I knew there were vines in this game. I was like, wait, are there vines in this game? And if so, why am I thinking there should be some somewhere here? That sweet, sweet one-up sound. Like, I don't know if I ever even beat the game as a kid. I think I must have. But I'm not sure. Pretty sure I beat it on Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. My notes strongly suggest I beat the normal game there. Is there a fire flower here somewhere? See, I can't really do the whole crouch and jump thing. It's never... Ugh. Ow. Like, a few times I was tempted to get, like, whatever platform Super Mario Maker was on, because it's like, infinite... Oh, I did it! Infinite Super Mario Bros. 1 levels, but then, you know, everybody just makes them to be super hard, and I'm sure you can find some that are decent, but... I don't know. I figure I'll probably be more entertained. I think potentially it's more up my street if Sony makes some good ROM hacks based on the actual kind of hardware in a way, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, something snapped and I was just like, yeah, I should probably just play this again, because it's kind of like the game that changed a lot. So, well, also, I went through this whole phase in the past year, and like starting a year and a half ago, maybe for like a year, I was trying to get into platformers. I got a ton of Sonic games that I tried playing. I tried getting into Sonic. Didn't really work out for me. Because I never really played Sonic back in the day. And I tried a bunch of other platformers. I got Castlevania, which I don't know if we had that as a kid. I had a friend who had it, but I'd never really played it that much. And Castlevania, NES, first Castlevania game I like okay, but I find actually I don't have any real urge to go back to it. Like, I downloaded a bunch of ROM hacks for it. I went through all the ROM hacks for Castlevania. I even got a second cart because that game does have multiple revisions that some work with some ROM hacks and some work with the other ROM hacks, basically. So I got both versions of the ROM from cartridges and dumped them so I could try all the ROM hacks, but then I didn't actually want to do it. So I don't know, that game, I liked it, playing through the base game, but I didn't want to go back to it and didn't want to play hacks of it. So I don't know if I can get into any platformer, but if there's one that I can get into, it might be this. I don't know. There's just something that's really satisfying about the sound and graphics and movement and the gameplay in this game. Like, the Wikipedia article on this game is actually fairly interesting. It's not, like, you feel like there's probably more stuff that could be in there, but they do mention that, again, they only had a 40K cartridge, so they knew they were going to have to keep the game simple. And it actually is a very simple game. Like, Mario, he runs, he grows, he shoots fire. I mean, growing was the big kind of trick. He shoots fireballs, he jumps, he swims, but that's, it seems like it's just kind of a necessary thing. And that's pretty much it, he doesn't like change into different animals and do all whatever the heck they've added on and all these, there's no other characters that you play except you get a recolor, so you're quote-unquote Luigi as player 2 and all this stuff. So yeah, very simple game, and I think that's why it works for me. And they got so much out of such simple mechanics because they were very good at designing levels. They were very good at... I keep getting distracted thinking I should get up on top of that wall. I'm gonna keep trying. I can't help it. And so I think it kind of got the best out of the designers that they were limiting themselves in a way to this very simple, mechanically quote-unquote simple setup. I did it. See, that doesn't get me anywhere because you're still here, so I'm a dope. I don't know. I wasn't really thinking. I was thinking I would be cool, get somewhere cool, but... Okay, so they put this here so it's harder to jump over him. Oh, just keep bringing it. Oh no. You shrink me, I kill you. That's the exchange, I guess. Ooh, I got 98 coins. I don't think I really was good at the bouncing the turtle shell off the stairs to get infinite lives thing back in the day. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where you do that, but I guess I'll find the spot eventually. You. Oh, nothing there. Okay, I guess I didn't really think there was, but I wanted to check. Do, 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 do. I'm paranoid now that I'm missing vines everywhere. I guess I probably am. Oh heck! Oh no. Okay. I guess he climbs vines. I guess that's another kind of mechanic. But again, it's not a flashy one, it's just a functional traveling thing he has to do, you know? I don't know, I'm making excuses. I'm old and grumpy. I don't like all the flashy stuff the kids have these days. It hurts my old eyeballs, actually. So that's another good excuse for not getting a whole lot of games. They're too flashy, I'll get a migraine. Which I actually did have that problem. I think I'm a little better now. I'm getting a little more sleep usually, so I'm less migraining. So, but still, like, oh, you could do it here, huh? Except I'm running out of time and I did it wrong. Oops. I guess I should kill myself and try again, but I'm not really dedicated to getting very far here. In fact, it's past my bedtime, so I'm kind of looking just to get myself killed off here. Except I got 3 Marios. Maybe I'll just make a save state and come back to this eventually in a bit. I'm on World 3 too. That seems pretty good. I didn't really think I'd be doing this quote-unquote well so soon. Ooh. Obviously, I did that out of order. Like, this is all vaguely familiar. Oh, I don't know what I was supposed to do there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, well, just getting through the game, and then also probably getting sick of trying a bunch of different ROM hacks. Oh man, it's a tree level. Okay, well yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. I My stomach's growling. I gotta get some nice toasty oatmeal in me and go to bed. So thanks for watching. This is an old duffer. Kind of trying to get back into Super Mario Brothers after 40 years almost. And we'll see if I don't know. We'll see if I can get into it. So far I'm enjoying myself. It's just like they made this game so darn smooth to play that you just kind of can't really stop yourself from playing it. It's just so fun. Like everything just makes cool sounds and it's colorful, and Mario's just I don't know, look at the goofy little guy. How can you not like him? He's so inoffensive, I guess. It's when they gave him a voice, and then he became kind of offensive to me. But anyhow, so I'm gonna try to resist getting any other Mario games, but I'm not super tempted right now. Of course, Super Mario 2, as we knew it in the States, wasn't a Mario game. In Japan, it was a different series that they just swapped in the Mario characters and shoveled it over to the States. Here, kids, you wanted more Mario? Here you go. It's weird. Shut up, it's Mario. And I mean, I didn't know better back in the day. I was into it. And then Super Mario Brothers 3 just seemed like this just massive game. There was so much stuff. You could transform into all these animal suits, and there were world maps and giant airships, and I actually hated I grew to hate the giant airships. I don't know if I ever beat Super Mario 3, because I really hated the giant airships you had to get through at the end with all the cannons. I really didn't like that. It was just obnoxious. And looking at that game now, like graphically, it doesn't have the smoothness that this game has. Like there's a lot of kind of flashing and kind of juddering in 3 compared to this game. This game is just so darn smooth. So yeah, I think I'll probably just stay with this game. I mean, 600 romhacks are gonna keep me busy. So yeah, fun times. The prophecy is fulfilled. SMB hacked a Super Mario Brothers cartridge and dumped it, and is playing it in Mesen in Windows and recording it so everybody can see his foolishness. Thanks for walking. Oh yeah, I gotta make a save state. Don't forget to do that. I actually, maybe I should put that back in. Well, so of course in Mesen you can add a, what's it called? Can add a load last session. If you put -- load last session in your command line, like I make a little Windows shortcut icon to double click for each game I want to play, so it'll just start the game right up in full screen, like -- full screen. And you can do -- load last session, and I had that in there at first, but it felt really weird to me to start the game and just to come right back into like somewhere in the middle of a, some world. That just was off-putting, so I took that out. But I'm just gonna make a save state the old kind of fashion way here. Actually, I think I have that on, like, if I push in. This might be bad. I better make a backup first. Okay, if I push in the left, I'm using a DualSense controller, so I push in. Yeah, okay. L3 saves my state, and I think... Why can't I move? What did I do? Oh, I paused the game itself in the game. If I hit R3, that reloads the save state. And I spammed so many save states, like getting through Castlevania, even... I eventually got, like, the easy Japanese version, or maybe I dumped that out of the Castlevania collection, actually. Oh man, so my save state has the game paused. That's wild. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, we'll start next time right here, I guess, when I get back to playing this game again. So I guess that was a little trip down memory lane for me. And we'll see how that keeps going. So far, I'm enjoying it. I didn't quite get back to where I wanted to be. I wanted to be sitting on the floor, like cross-legged, in front of the screen playing this game, and I was kind of rushed, so I didn't move my screen down on and get my big soft mat to sit on and play it on the floor. But I'll get doing that, then it'll feel more accurate to where I was 40 years ago, I guess. But see, I don't usually play games out of nostalgia, and I don't know how much of this is nostalgia, really. It's just like looking at all the platformers out there, and there were a few that I kind of liked, like Sonic 1 for the Genesis. I kind of liked. There's a platformer on Steam called Love 3, which is pretty good, actually. But I don't really feel like going back to those. Like, I thought maybe Sonic 1 could be a game I would go back to and play, because you can play for like, speed running. Not really speed running, but just trying to get a faster time. But, yeah, I haven't really felt the urge to go back to those. I haven't really felt the urge to go back to Castlevania, even though I enjoyed it going through it. So I don't really know if I can get into a platformer. I don't know if I have it in me, but we'll give it a shot with this. I resisted for a long time, but now I'm here. Yeah, I should go to bed. Thanks for watching. See you later. This will be continued. Bye-bye.